Yo, yo. What's going on, bro? What's up, Connor Young? What's going on? What's up, Austin Cooper? Trying to let people get in here before we get this cooking. I'm not. I'm just live. What up, BDS? What's up, William? Y'all been dealing with these Georgia fans like I've been dealing with them online. Georgia fans they just swear they just put us in the playoff for no reason. Like we didn't deserve it, nothing. They just put us in here. All we do is run up the middle. We don't have a chance. Rod 82 says, "Get him, Hayden. Get him, Ojabo. Sick him." The Clover Lane. Pain. I got some more of the videos. I ain't posted them yet, but I got some more of the videos. Them jokes are hilarious to me, so I just be putting them on there like them jokes is funny. Frisbee Faye Jill says, "Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. How do I super chat?" There should be a little button with like a cash, or you can do my Cash App if you want to do it that way. Cash App and Venmo also. Yeah, I've been looking for other movies and stuff to do. I got a funny OSU one. I got another funny OSU one. Yeah, the Georgia fans, they don't give us a chance. Like they think they're the SEC. They think they're just so much better than Big Ten. Appreciate the $9.99 super chat. Yeah, there you go. I appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you too. But yeah, they just think they're so much better than the Big Ten. Like, and then what's funny is they say we don't have any speed, and then they'll say they watched us. They say, "Oh, I watched a lot of Michigan games. Y'all don't have any." Like, you obviously haven't watched Michigan at all if you think that. Like, I even ran. I was arguing all yesterday with a Georgia fan that was on my page, and he was talking about Georgia has the better running backs. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, now you're just taking it too far. How are your running backs better than Michigan's when Haskins has as many yards as your top two backs? Like, that just don't make sense. Like, what are you talking about? Nick Corum has 900 yards. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Are you imagining that I think he's just imagining that Georgia's backs are better than ours. It's not actually a fact. It's just him imagining. I imagine they could get a bunch of yards. Yeah, and that's why in a lot of my videos, well, in my Georgia pregame videos, I was saying that Georgia just thinks their defense is just going to win them the game. And they have to, they just think their defense is going to get touchdowns and they won't have to do anything on offense. I'm like, y'all just forget that Michigan has a good defense also. Like, your offense isn't that good, and you have to go against our defense. Like, they don't seem to understand that. Antoine Johnson says, honestly, I think we're faster than them. The only fast person I see on their team is the tight end. Yeah. What's his name? McConkley. I think he's a wide receiver, number 84. He looks like he's pretty fast. Frisbee Fajo says, if we use the same scheme we did against OSU, I see us having no issue. I don't think UGA being any better than OSU. Ora says they're about to see Blake 100% hitting the gap, and they're going to be shocked. Yeah, I think a lot of Georgia fans will be shocked at the speed that they see, like, because people don't seem to understand that Michigan has players that are fast. Like, if we go back 3 years ago, we were wanting these fast receivers. We were wanting, but we had more bigger kind of lumbering dudes. Nico, DPJ, Tariq Black. Then you had Ronnie Bell, who was kind of fast. But we got away from that. And we didn't – last year was so bad, a lot of people didn't notice that the change that took over. So you went from having these 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" height receivers they're kind of fast, but not really, to dudes that are fast. Sanders still. AJ Henning getting end arounds, can get deep. Roman Wilson. Cornelius can fly. Now you got Blake Corum. Now you got Donovan Edwards. So people don't realize how much speed, especially if you don't pay attention to Michigan, you don't realize how much speed that they've acquired over the years and recruited, and now it's paying dividends. That's the thing. Simpfolio says we need to use some of Alabama's scheme because they expose Georgia's defense. That's true. But, Michigan doesn't want to get away from what they do. Michigan's a running team. Now, I'm sure Josh Gaddis is going to find different ways to get the pass game going, whether that's from trickeration, the trick plays he does, whether it's a flea flicker, things like that. Also bringing JJ in the run game. And also when JJ gets in, he passes it too. So just dealing with Michigan is a lot. I think Kirby Smart said, I'm not exactly sure what they do. Andre Williams said they just think we pound the ball with no other way of scoring. It's kind of nice because people are going to be sorry when we go off. And that's what I've been thinking too. Like, people just think Michigan just runs it up the middle. That's all we do is run it up the middle. Nobody else has any yards except our backs, and that's just what we do, run up the middle. They don't see the big plays we get from wide receivers and things like that. They don't pay attention enough. Honestly, they just don't pay attention. Let's see. Captain, I'm not sure what that is. Has Georgia played an elite multi-dimensional power plus speed rush attack all season? No. And that's a fact. So I think, and this is the thing. Yeah, Georgia has a good run defense, if not great. The thing that Georgia fans and people are forgetting, I mean, we're not forgetting, is Michigan has something that you need to go against a defense like that. And that's a dog at running back. That's a dog at running back. Somebody that's big enough, strong enough, quick enough to get those tough yards over and over and over, and to wear on a defense like that. Hassan Haskins was built for this game against them. This is what he was made for. This game right here. Because he's a tough runner. He's going to fight for those extra yards. He's not going to give up. He's that type of dude. And then when now you worried about him, now Blake Corum comes in and you think you're going to play the same way, and he takes it 60. Antoine Johnson said these guys that do Georgia, Michigan prediction videos, you can tell they never watch Michigan, even some of these analysis. Yeah. And most people that do analysis, they do like a basic analysis. It's not really in depth. It's just like, oh, these teams are similar. Georgia's going to want to run the ball, and they've got a great run defense and play action pass. Michigan has a great running game, and they've got two top D ends in the nation. Looks to be a good matchup. And then the video is over. Like that was all right. You didn't tell me much, but okay. Yeah, the good megabyte says a lot of our guys are quick and fast. Yeah, that's the big difference. We got quick and fast guys. Appreciate the $9.99 super chat, Austin Cooper. With the Gaddis on a roll and McDonald peaking at the same time, I honestly see this being at least two TD win. I never like to be able to be too confident going into a game like this, but this team is different. And I think that's what a lot of us are seeing. This team is different. We've got a lot of we've got trust in them now, especially after what they did to Ohio State. Cool Moet, appreciate the $10 super chat. I think JJ and Edwards would be the kryptonite to Georgia's defense, especially if we did a hurry-up offense. And this is, I watch a lot of analysts and breakdowns and stuff like that. And I'm not sure his name. He's on Sam Webb. It's not. He does the defense. But one thing he said is, at this point in the year, there are no freshmen. At this point in the year, there are no freshmen on the team. If you at this point in the season, those dudes, they're sophomores at this point. So with that being said, the trust and with Donovan Edwards, with JJ, with these younger dudes, Colson, Rod Moore, all these younger dudes, Green Hill, this time is going to let them really focus in on and get that work in. Things that they were messing up, freshman mistakes that they might have been made or been worried about, they can get all that can get ironed out now. So with JJ, there's no telling how much JJ might play in this game. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he gets 2 snaps. Sometimes they use him a lot more. And he could get a series if Cade is struggling or whatever. So that's always okay, what are they going to do? Because at this point, JJ probably has the system down pretty well. Just like we saw against Iowa. They trust JJ at this point. They got a lot of confidence in him and Donovan Edwards. So with our 3 backs, you don't know who's going to get it at this point, like who's going to be in the game. Because Donovan Edwards, he's a beast in the passing game. Like, he's on another level. He like Corum, he's quick and can catch, but he'll drop passes. Donovan Edwards, we see that one-handed catch like it was nothing. You got to have some big hands to get a one-handed catch the way he did like that. Like, that was just like, all right, he just snatched it out of there. But he's a beast in the pass game. So it's a lot for any team to, like, okay, when you just break down the film, you're going to see, all right, these dudes ain't just running up the middle. They doing a lot of eye candy and doing a lot of things, bringing in different quarterbacks, different backs. Saying we're just running up the middle, that's lazy analysis. That's just lazy. Andre Williams says, I think Gaddis will have a great scheme with new passing sets, and I think Cade will take the next step and become more than a game man and hopefully lead us to the promised land. Now, if Cade takes that next step, the sky's the limit. Honestly, if Cade takes that next step, the sky's the limit. And, like, it is what it is. Like, it's trouble. But just off the fact that what we bring to the table, I'm confident against Bama. Getting Georgia, and if we have to face Bama, that's if they get through Cincinnati. Well, they probably will. But You know what I'm saying? Because those DNs, that's a problem. You have to pass the ball. You're not just going to be at this point. You're not just going to be able to hand it off. You're going to have to pass. And when you do pass, get him Aiden, get him Ojabo, sick him. That's just what's going to happen. Jay Marion says we need to get this natty now. This can be a start of a nice run to Michigan program, and that's facts. Right now, we got to change. This title can be won. This title can be won by Michigan. Like, not saying it's going to be easy, but this is a great opportunity to really change the culture and get a ring in this crazy college football season that we have this year. Captain Banana Peel says, Georgia runs a 4.25. Interesting. That's what OSU ran, right? Yeah. I mean, but the only difference is Georgia plays the run better than Ohio State. So it's the same scheme, but they just play it better. And Georgia's just deep. Georgia's front seven, they're deep. So that's why they do like we do and they're switching dudes out all the time. All right, it's a run play. Just get in. It's a pass play. Bring the next. They switching dudes out. So that's why they were saying the up tempo could make them not be able to bring those dudes in and out. And Jordan Davis will be dying like he was against Bama. Yeah, Tony Marshall says, Georgia fans reminded me of OSU thinking it's a victory without even playing the game. And that's what they're thinking. Like, oh, we're the SEC. Just all we have to do is show up. We playing a Big Ten team. All we got to do is show up. They the Big Ten. They can't compete with us. They can't compete with us. All we got to do is show up. We straight. Ross Hickson says, what do you think about Darius Clemens, our 2022 receiver? I heard he's 6'3" and 205 and runs a 4.37. I ain't gonna front, bro. I don't follow recruiting like that. I did hear about him, but I don't follow it enough to. That's why I don't make videos about recruiting, because I don't really follow it like that, because players come and then they leave. You know, I kind of wait to see once they're all committed. But I did hear he committed. So I'd have to do research on it, bro. I haven't watched him at all. So I can't tell you how good I think he is. Nate the Great says a Wolverine has a bigger bite than a bulldog. Antoine Johnson says that 4-2-5 defense is vulnerable on the outside. Not only that, but they only have 2 down linebackers. All we have to do is play action fake and send the backs out the backfield. Yeah, I mean, this game, if you want to just boil it down, this game is about the backs. I mean, not the backs, D-line. That's D-line, offensive line. I mean, you can say that every game pretty much, but for this game, because both teams want to run the ball and play action pass off of that. So if our offensive line isn't doing what they have to do against their D-line, it's gonna be more of a struggle. The same thing for them. Goes, appreciate the $9.99 super chat. He says, salute, brother. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you. Cody Kinsey says, I'm annoyed how all the sports analysts act like Michigan doesn't have a decent QB and they think the whole game will be us running the ball. I think Anthony has another game like he did against MSU. And that's kind of what's the narrative has been, that Michigan, like, Stetson Bennett isn't much better than Cade if you want to say he's better at all. But the weapons we have, you don't know who could have a big game. Eric All could have 100 yards receiving. Schoonmaker could have 100 yards receiving. Cornelius could have 100. Roman Wilson could have 100. Donovan Edwards could have 100 yards receiving. Sanders still could have 100. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you just don't know. All of them are capable of making plays. So that's the thing. Who do I focus on? Okay, if I look at Georgia, I know who I got to focus on. Brock Bowers. That's who we got to stop. We got to make somebody else beat you. I know you're going to throw to him when things get bad. I can see it. It's tangible. This is what you do. Michigan, you say, okay, Cornelius Johnson, he's got the most catches, but anybody that's been watching Michigan the last few weeks, Roman Wilson has been making more plays lately, but they'll still go to Sanders still in clutch times. They'll still go to Cornelius also. You don't know if Andrell Anthony is going to break out again. Like, you don't know who's in the – and I think that's kind of why Kirby Smart was like, it's kind of hard to tell what they do because we just spread it around. Besides running Haskins and Corum, it's like, okay, what do they do? How are they scoring all these points? How are they getting all these big plays? Nithi says, I think Cade will have a good game. He could also pass like we've seen from Michigan State game. His problem was consistency, but I think he has potential. And not only for the freshmen, like I was saying, the freshmen got all this time to get some of the kinks out of their game and things that they were not maybe wondering about and struggling with to get that out their game. But this is also time for Cade to get to raise his game up, to get as focused as possible on making his reads and doing what he has to do to lift the level of this team. So hopefully Cade, and I'm sure he is, taking this time to, make sure he's on the same page with his receivers because we're going to need them. We're going to need them for sure. Austin Cooper says Blake is going to do what he does in the first half and then Haskins will wear them down in the second half. You could be right. Cool Moes says, I think Cade just can't get that vertical game because he's physically limited. Short routes, he's accurate and can zip it. If Chad Pennington and Andrew Groff had a baby, it'd be Cade McNamara. I could somewhat agree with that, but one thing I noticed, his footwork is – last year his footwork and his form was better. And that's a big deal as a quarterback. His footwork and his form was better last year. When he came in the game, when Joe got benched or hurt, whichever one it was, Cade, if you go back and watch Cade in that Indiana game, the way he threw the ball, his form and his footwork was different than this year. And it was better. It looked more prototypical. So I'm not sure if that's something – how that changed, what made him change it, but I think that's a big part of it also. Let's see. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Antoine Johnson, he says, I like the disrespect that the media and Georgia fans are giving us. It keeps a chip on our shoulder and we stay hungry and humble. That's a fact. And what's funny about this matchup is both teams are trying to play the we don't get respect card. Now, Michigan hasn't gotten respect for years, so it's kind of valid. But Georgia fans are trying to, we're mad because we just got lit up by Bama. We're mad. Our defense is mad. Yeah, that's cool. That's one. I mean, you could be right, but you could also be in the where if it's you get down early where you're like, oh, here we go again. And all that madness turns into, all right, we're not that good. So it could be two ways, but like you said, Michigan with the nobody's picking us. Now that's gonna fly. Like nobody's picking us. Everybody goes against us. Everybody thinks we can't make it. Everybody thinks we're slow. Everybody thinks we're going to blow the big game. All that stuff is tangible for Michigan, and that can really be used. That can really be used. Nobody picked us. Like Aiden said in the Big Ten Championship, nobody picked us. Nobody picked us. Nobody thought we were going to do this except the people in this locker room. So they can continue to use that to fuel their fire. Like, I think Georgia is just trying to trying to muster up something to try to, we fake mad. I think they kind of on a fake mad type. Their fans are saying it. I'm not sure about the players, but I think it's kind of manufactured. But Michigan really has been disrespected and still gets disrespected. Cody Kinsey says the one thing that scares me a bit, but not horribly, is that most of the teams that's had success throwing the ball to their tight ends, we just got to have that bend don't break mentality if that's the case. Yeah, and that's our defense. Bend but don't break. You'll move the ball from 20 to 20. As long as we don't give up big plays and hunker down in the red zone and make you kick field goals, the game is there for us. That's what we do. Bend but don't break. Okay, you got a good drive going. And really we want to get up. We want to get up early, so Stetson Bennett has to beat us. He has to be the one to beat us. And when that happens, get him Aiden, get him Ojabo, sick him. That's what we want. We want you to have to throw the ball. So you go against our strength. Nick Hill says, I'm really hyped for our recruits. It's going to be a good 2022. And that's a fact. I haven't dived deep in the recruits, but just from me looking at it, we've got a ton of good recruits, especially the secondary. They call it the no-fly zone already. So that should be good. One thing I see, I'm seeing they saying Vincent Gray might go pro. And the way he played this year, I kind of wanted him to come back. I kind of wanted him to come back. I feel like he could get better, but with the players that we got coming in, he probably feels like, all right, these dudes are probably going to be better than me off the bat, honestly, because they just, But honestly, I wanted Vincent Gray to play. I mean, to come back. If I see you play 1 year and you're doing better and you're doing pretty good, I feel like, okay, you stay. Get better. Stay and get better. You raised the level of your game. Stick around 1 more year, raise it another notch, and make you some money in the process. Jay Marion said McDonald's scheme really helped Gray and Hawkins this season. Yeah, it did. And that's why I used to talk about Don Brown so bad, y'all. Like, people that have been watching me for years, they know I hated Don Brown, and I would just talk bad about him. And that's why. Because you did the players a disservice. You did all those corners, all those deep, all those corners and safeties. You did them a disservice, and them dudes would get shredded, and you wouldn't give them any help. And it was just sad. It was, to me, that was some of the most selfish defensive play calling that I've ever seen in my life. Hold on. Free economist, appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Cade will have 2 TDs before the rushing zero takes over in the second half. Michigan 27-10. Wow, 27-10. Got you. I'm gonna touch on that in a second. But yeah, I felt like Don Brown was selfish, bro. Like, for you to know that these dudes. NFL players, that's something that NFL players struggle with. Like, you need a team full of NFL dudes if you want to go zero coverage all the time. You got safeties on number 1 receivers and stuff like that, bro. Like, you can't do this stuff. You see a player that's getting torched and you still got him playing tight man with zero coverage. No safety over the top. He's on an island like he's Darrelle Revis or Deion Sanders or something. Like, what are you doing, bro? He's gotten torched 2-3 times. You're not going to have him back up? You're not going to have him give a cushion? You still got him playing tight man defense, bro? You selfish. That's basically saying, I don't care if we lose. I'm still going to run my scheme. I don't care. I don't care how we lose or whatever. I'm running my scheme. And that's just selfish. Dude was selfish. I'm sorry. Yeah, KJ Hamler shredded us. shredded us because he wanted to be. He would just refuse to give these dudes help. He's got who was that? Josh Metellus. Josh Metellus on Hamlin, one of the fastest dudes in college football. Are you kidding me? Let's see. Ross Hickson, Rip Serwin, appreciate the $2 super chat. Thoughts on Urban Meyer? I mean, Urban Meyer, I mean, at this point, he is who he is. Like, honestly, I think he thought it was going to be easier in the NFL. Like, I don't think he thought the NFL was going to be such a grind the way it is. Because, yeah, it's not college football. You don't have to recruit. So you don't have all that. But you have to put in the extra film work and all that stuff in the NFL. So yeah, you don't have to recruit, but you still got to do extra film work and all that type of stuff. Like it's a 24-hour kind of job. So I think he thought I don't think he just realized it. And then once the season got in, he went back to old Urban Meyer, the same stuff he does. Like, oh, this is going too much. He just gonna do stupid stuff. Like he gonna find an excuse to get fired or to leave. Like, all right, this is too much for me. This is like, bro, he kicked the kicker, telling coaches that you hired what's their resume. What have you done, bro? What have you done? This is your first NFL job, bro. How are you judging me? You hired me. What are you talking about, bro? Like, you do know you hired me, right? Urban done forgot he hired these dudes talking about what's your resume. We already went over this when you hired me. What are you talking about? Yeah, so dude is just he is what he is. He's kind of a joke at this point. Like it's just funny. Nah, bro. Kamir 224. You say, in all fairness, Don Brown had number one defenses at Boston College and shut down 95% of all defenses. I think you meant offenses. His main issue was Ohio State. No, see, that's where he tricked y'all. That's where he tricked y'all. Don Brown struggled with pretty much any team that had more. If the team had more talent than us on defense, he struggled with them. He struggled with them. And once Indiana figured out all you had to do was run crossing routes, Ohio State, which Ryan Day already knew. Ryan Day coached with him at UMass. So he already knew what he did. So honestly, Don Brown should have been fired when Ryan Day became the offensive coordinator, because we have to beat Ohio State to win the Big Ten. Ryan Day was already shredding this dude years ago. Yeah, but Don Brown tricked a lot of us, and it took. I had to do the research. But bad teams, he'll beat. Teams with as much talent, he'll beat. I mean, teams with lesser talent, he'll beat. But if the talent level is similar or they have more talent, he gonna get lit up. He gonna get lit up. And it's going to be in crucial situations. The defense might play well because we're Michigan. We still got talent. But crucial situations, he's going to do something stupid. 3rd and 15, he going to blitz. He going to all-out blitz in 3rd and 15. Blitz don't get there. You got a number one receiver on a safety, touchdown, first down, ball game. So it is what it is. Like I can't take up for Don Brown because his scheme was selfish. It's a